Hello Internet, welcome back to another exciting episode of EatFluencers. Today we're making everyone's favorite snack, Jalapeno Poppers, stuffed with mozzarella cheese and smoked bacon, and to give it a little extra kick, we are using Doritos for our bread coating. So stick around with me if you want to taste the best poppers of your life. For this recipe, we're going to need some fresh large jalapenos, some freshly grated low moisture mozzarella, some smoked bacon slices, as many as your peppers, and your favorite Dorito flavor. I'm going with the extra spicy ones because I like to live dangerously. For the bread coating, we're going to need some flour, a couple of eggs, and of course some medium coarse breadcrumbs. You can also use panko breadcrumbs. The important thing to keep in mind for your breadcrumbs is that you don't want to use anything that is super fine. I will explain why later in the video. The first thing we have to do is to crush the Doritos. Start by crushing them in the bag and then using a mortar and pestle grind them down to a medium coarse size, or use a food processor if you're in a hurry. By the way, I know my hands are in the way of the shot, but it's very hard to cook while filming alone, as I have found out. It will get better shortly. The amount of Doritos you need is roughly half the amount of your breading. Once you have the desired size, add them directly to the bread. Give it a little stir to mix them thoroughly and add some salt if you feel you need to. That's all the seasoning we are going to do. After we are done with the breadcrumbs, it's time to prep our peppers. The goal here is to hollow out the pepper by removing the white membrane and the seeds, but without making any big cuts that will allow the cheese to ooze out during frying. So what you need to do is make a small vertical cut along the body of the pepper, starting below the stem and down to just under the middle of the pepper. Then make another small horizontal cut across the first cut near the stem. You should now have an incision on the pepper that resembles the letter T. For the next part, it would be wise to use some gloves if you need to. In any case, use a spoon to remove the seeds and as much of the membrane as you can without breaking the pepper apart. It is important to keep it in one piece. When all the peppers are ready, it's time for stuffing and rolling. Be sure to stuff as much cheese as you can to each pepper and press it really tight, as if you are trying to put the cheese back together in one piece. Roll one slice of bacon around each pepper and keep it in place with a barbecue skewer. After all the peppers are skewered, the final step is to bread coat them. If you haven't done it already, then whisk the eggs and keep all the ingredients closely together in front of you to avoid making a mess. This process is very simple, but many people get confused by it. Start by coating the pepper one at a time in the flour and lightly tap away the excess. Then continue by dipping the pepper in the egg wash. Handle the peppers by the barbecue skewer so that your hands won't be drenched in raw egg. Let the excess egg drip off and then dip the pepper to the Doritos. Make sure you get a nice even coating by lightly pressing each pepper against the crumbs. You could go ahead and fry them as they are, but I would suggest letting them rest for 15 minutes in the fridge and redo the coating process once more, but this time skip the flour. Go directly to the egg wash and then the crumbs. The end result will be a more crunchy, more robust coating. After the second coating is done, heat up your oil at 170 Celsius or 340 Fahrenheit and fry the peppers in batches. Do not be tempted to overcrowd the fryer, as it will make the peppers absorb too much oil and will become mushy instead of crunchy. The reason we are using medium coarse breadcrumbs is because a finely grinded bread coating would have burned long before the cheese inside the peppers would melt, and nobody wants that. As soon as you see this beautiful golden red color, your poppers are ready. And if you don't want a 3rd-degree burn in your mouth, I suggest letting them cool down before trying them. And there you have it, folks, our Doritos coated jalapeno poppers ready to try. Try them on their own, or with some sour cream, or with some plain yogurt, or with Greek yogurt, or with Greek Mexican yogurt. It doesn't really matter. These things are amazing. If you give them a try, tell me what you think in the comments below. If you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.